Are you tired of managing Python environment and waiting forever for package to install? You are not alone. I recently discovered a game-changing alternative. It's called UV. And UV made me stop using pip and conda. And it might do the same thing for you. So let's get started with UV. This is why you might need to switch to UV. UV is actually 10 to 100 times faster than pip. Uh, it's actually built on Rust, and it's the one tool to replace many. So in order to like create the virtual environment or in order to like manage the packages, it's just the one simple tool which is similar to uh, Node.js if you are coming from JavaScript background. And with it, we don't need the virtual environment, and we can reproduce the installation as it is, and it's quite easy to self update, and it can be useful for the cross platform. So in order to get started with UV, just you need to install the UV first. And according to their documentation, the Windows installation is using this command, and then the Mac or Linux installation is quite simple using the curl command, right? And also there is another additional way to install UV as well. If you already have pip, then you can write pip install UV to install the UV library. For me, it's already uh, there. That's why I got the requirement already satisfied. After that, you are free to go. All right. So the recommended way to use UV is simply you can create the virtual environment based on your project or need. So in order to do that, you can type UVinit, which is similar to Node.js. And once you done it, you will get some of the file like the git ignore Python version, and this is main.py. Of course you can replace this with your code, and then the main core part is py project.2ml, and then the readme file, and there are bunch more. I mean there are only 5 files, right? And then for me it's easier to see it in Visual Studio Code editor, that's why I'm here. And of course if your project is inside git, then it automatically initialize the git as well, and then your git ignore file will be ready. And for now by default it use the Python version of whatever is the default version, but you can easily change it with like whatever version you want. For example, if you are interested in 3.10, then you can simply write 3.10, and then you can simply use puv sync command to sync your Python version. Sorry, I forgot to save earlier. So if I write UV sync again, so it pop up with the error. Maybe we also need to fix it here, right? Greater than or equal to 3.10. And if you save it and then write UV sync, then our virtual environment is now using 3.10, right? And then of course, if you want 3.11 or whatever version you want, just don't forget to save it and then use UV sync to sync your Python version. All right. The another thing you want to do is maybe you want to install some of the Python package. Then installation is quite easy. So you can write UV add and then whatever package you want. For me, if I want GeoPandas, then I can simply install UV add GeoPandas, and it's quite fast, right? If I have to do the same thing using pip, it might take around like 1 minute or more just to install the GeoPandas, but with UV it's couple of seconds, right? And similarly you can like add other packages as well. For example, uv add maybe numpy. Sorry, I spell it wrong. And then your pipros, your configuration file will automatically update based on whatever package you add or whatever package you remove. For example, if I write uv add matplotlib, and then it automatically determine the package, and it automatically update our configuration file. Similarly, in order to like remove the package, you can write uv then remove the package name, right? And it automatically update your dependency. And if you want to manually assign some of the package, then you can write here maybe for example pandas. I don't know the latest version. Let me check that. Pandas version, and maybe 2.3.0, and maybe I can write pandas greater than or equal to 2.3.0. Sorry, and then I can write and save it. And if you write uv sync, it will automatically sync and install the required package. So the pandas is already included inside our venv, right? So it's quite easy to like add package or remove package. And in order to install the geospatial package, for example, GDAL is the core heart of the geospatial library. So in order to add, if I type uv add GDAL, then I know it will fail. And then when I check about this error, I got this error message uv pip install GDAL failed to build, right? And according to this issue, which is raised in uv library, by the time you watch this video, it might be automatically it might be already solved. But in order to solve this issue, there is like one command over here at the end. I think I can go to the end, and then if you try to like copy this code, tool uv source, basically it's assigning the GDAL source, and it's assigning the where to download the like wheel. And if you like simply copy this code and then paste it inside like pipros, maybe down here, like simply copy and paste and save it. And if you type like uv add GDAL now, so this time it will install the GDAL with no issue. The reason we are adding this line is simply like we are providing where to download the GDAL wheel, and it's quite easy, and it's now searching for like GDAL version of 3.11.0, which is the like Python version. And it will automatically detect the required wheel and then install the GDAL. All right, so it's done. So the another thing now I want to show you is how to run your custom Python code, right? In order to run that, either you can like update your main.py file, or you can like delete that and create the new one. For example, for me, maybe I'll create try.py, and then here you can write your code. Maybe I'll try to import geopandas, matplotlib, and then maybe I'll simply print hello world, loading data, or okay, loading data, yeah. And in order to run this code, so you just need to write uv and then run and then location to that particular file, try.py. And let's see, I think we might got the import issue because matplotlib was removed from our dependency earlier. So maybe we'll get that error message over here. So yeah, it says no model found matplotlib, right? Now we can add that matplotlib package. So uv add matplotlib, and then again if we try to run the same code, uv run try.py, and this time it should work. All right, so it says it's loading data. Let's try for GDAL as well. from OSGeo import GDAL, right? And then you can write whatever code you want, but I'm just trying to see whether our import is working fine or not, right? It's working perfectly. And right now, right, this is, I think most of the developer run their Python code via like Jupyter Notebook. In order to like run it via Jupyter Notebook, maybe I think we can create like try.ipynb, which is the Jupyter Notebook file format. And then we can try to import the same libraries here as well. Maybe I can simply, where is try.py? Maybe I can simply try to like write all the things, all the necessary things is same as like py file, and then I'm going to like show you how to run it inside like notebook. So in order to run the Jupyter Notebook, there are two things. First thing is you need to select the kernel. I think it's the second step, but the first step is to you need to like install the ipy So in order to install ipy it's simple. uv add ipy kernel, and then it will automatically install all the dependencies in quite faster rate, and then our PyPros is also like updated. Now after that, maybe I can save this file and then try to see the ipy. And right now I have lots of like virtual environment. These are like created by Anaconda Conda, but forgot about those. From now on I'm using uv. It's quite easy, right? This is our virtual environment. Our Python file is inside venv script, and then where is Python? And then Python should be somewhere here, like python.exe, right? And then you can select that, and then you can run it. And yeah, it's working fine. So all the import are working fine. So that means your installation is quite good, and then you can start using your virtual environment. And for some reason sometime it do not detect automatically all the like Python environment. In that case you can manually assign it. So in order to do that, so you can simply type press Ctrl Shift and P. So it will open us the command terminal. Here we can write Python, and then maybe interpreter, right? This one, select interpreter, and then from here we can enter the path to our virtual environment. Enter interpreter path and find out, and then it should be inside venv, and then script, and then select the python.exe file, and then select it, and then that's how you can select. And then from next time it will be list out in the venv tab. So yeah, so that's all about like installing GDAL and then getting start with uv. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.